Under the blinding light of the crowded arena, an unexpected moment occurred, which no one in the audience could anticipate. In the midst of an already tumultuous event, BTS's Jin suddenly started a live video call, with Jungkook leaving tens of thousands of ARMY shocked. The surprise was immediate. Conversation stalled in mid-sentence, camera flashes froze in the air, and an almost surreal silence enveloped the venue as fans tried to make sense of what they were witnessing. Why did Jin, in this risky moment, contact Jungkook in front of everyone? And more importantly, what will be said that can turn the arena of joy into a sea of tears? From the first seconds the connection appeared on the giant screen, the audience reacted with sound waves so loud that they were almost deafening. Jungkook's face, which was projected larger than the original, looked shocked as well as moved as it suddenly was in front of a global audience. However, it wasn't just the visual shock that kept ARMY glued to the spot. It was the heavy, anticipatory silence that followed. Everyone could feel that this was no ordinary interaction. Jin's heavy gaze and Jungkook's calm expression hint that his next words will be remembered for many years. Jin's tone was calm, but full of emotion. He greeted Jungkook directly, his words thoughtful, as if each syllable held a hidden meaning. The mood changed instantly. The cheers dimmed to a sigh, and all eyes were fixed on the conversation. Then came the turning point, Jungkook's revenge. It was not a long speech, nor was it a carefully rehearsed message. It was just one sentence, summed up to its emotional core, and hit with tidal wave force. One line of that sentence shattered the remaining calm in the arena. The fans burst into tears, their voices breaking as they tried to sing to the strains of the background music that now tasted so bitter and sweet. What could possibly be contained in a single sentence to be able to trigger such an intense emotional reaction from thousands of people at once? For those present, the line was more than just words. It was a direct line to the shared history, sacrifices, and unspoken bond between these two BTS members. The tears of the audience were not only for the moment itself, but for everything that had preceded it. The years of relentless dedication, the milestones reached together, and the increasingly evident realization that change was imminent for the group. The production team seemed to understand the seriousness of what was happening, so the live call was recorded on the big screen longer than expected. The camera operator zoomed in on the image to capture the subtle changes in Jin's expression, the sparkle in Jungkook's eyes, and the trembling hands of the fans holding light sticks in the audience. The social media platform was instantly flooded with clips and screenshots, each upload trying to understand the seriousness of what had just happened. The virtual world reflects the situation in the arena, surprised, emotional, and eager to relive the moment again and again. Even without context, the interaction has undeniable weight. Bystanders who were not present but saw the footage online quickly realized that this was more than just casual chatter between friends. There is an implied rush of urgency, a sense that both Jin and Jungkook are aware of this rare and fleeting moment. The awareness transmitted to the fans, intensifying every heartbeat in the room. The fact that Jin chose to call in front of a live audience rather than in person is a statement in itself. A deliberate choice to let ARMY witness an honest and personal conversation. The impact is as devastating as the moment itself. The fans hugged tightly, some still sobbing, others staring blankly as if digesting what they had seen. Conversations on the way out of the venue were filled with speculation. Why now? Why here? And why with Jungkook's words? Various theories have sprung up, some believing it was a signal of unity between members in transition, while others considered it a parting gift, an emotional memory for fans before a new chapter began. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear: the scene will be etched eternally in BTS history. The image of Jin standing on stage, holding a cell phone. Connected to Jungkook's voice and ARMY's simultaneous deafening reaction was a moment that was impossible to engineer. It feels natural, without scenarios, and completely unforgettable. Even hours later, the video of the conversation continues to be a global trend. Every corner, every second is dissected, replayed, and analyzed. Fan translations of Jungkook's single sentence multiplied across multiple platforms, with each interpretation adding more layers of emotion to an already powerful moment. In many ways, the mystery surrounding the tone and intent of the words actually deepens their impact. For ARMY, it's a reminder of why BTS' relationship with their fans remains unrivaled in the industry. It's not just about appearances, records, or public appearances. It is about moments like this, unexpected, very personal, and capable of uniting tens of thousands of strangers on the same emotional wave. The evening will be remembered not so much for the intricate staging or the repertoire as for the split second when a man on stage reaches out to another man, and together they set off an unprecedented explosion of emotions in the arena. The sobs of the ARMY collective became an integral part of their performances, just like the music itself. And in the midst of it all, Jin and Jungkook remind the world that sometimes one sentence is enough to change everything. The atmosphere surrounding this alleged incident remains one of the most hotly debated topics in recent fan discourse. Accounts describe a sudden and unexpected video call between Jin and Jungkook during a large-scale gathering, an interaction said to have left an entire arena in stunned silence before triggering an emotional wave among attendees. But does this description align with reality? Or are we witnessing the power of a carefully crafted narrative? Numerous recordings, clips, and witness testimonies have circulated widely on platforms such as TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, and various online communities. Each source claims authenticity, yet the sheer variety of versions raises a pressing question. How many of these portrayals reflect the unfiltered truth, and how many have been altered, selectively edited, or framed to suit a predetermined storyline? In an era where digital manipulation is not only possible but commonplace, the emotional element adds another layer of complexity. Reports describe audience members breaking into tears, overwhelmed by the surprise interaction and by a single phrase allegedly spoken by Jungkook. But should such an emotionally charged moment automatically be equated with factual accuracy? Could heightened emotions cloud collective judgment, making it easier for false or exaggerated claims to pass unchallenged? It is also important to consider the role of timing and context. The supposed event emerges at a moment when public interest in BTS's activities remains intense and media outlets, both official and unofficial, are under pressure to generate engaging content. Could it be that such a convergence of high demand and rapid content production incentivizes the creation of sensational material that blurs the line between reality and fabrication? If so, how can audiences safeguard themselves from becoming passive consumers of potentially misleading narratives? A further complication lies in the absence of unified verification. While multiple fan-recorded videos exist, none appear to have been corroborated by neutral third-party sources. Without an independent chain of confirmation, is it responsible to form conclusions based solely on what has been shared online? And even if the incident did occur, are we certain that the framing presented on social media accurately reflects the sequence and significance of the moment? These questions are not intended to dismiss the emotional resonance experienced by fans. Genuine joy, shock, and tears are real human reactions, regardless of the factual backdrop. Yet, from a critical perspective, should our emotional responses dictate the perceived truth of an event? Or should they serve as a reminder of how easily emotions can be leveraged to reinforce narratives, whether truthful or not? The broader implication reaches beyond this single event. If audiences are quick to accept viral claims without demanding corroboration, Do we risk fostering an environment where misinformation thrives unchecked? When the next dramatic moment emerges online, will we pause to question its legitimacy, or will we again surrender to the allure of immediacy and virality? We must ask ourselves, are we witnessing history in real time, or participating in the spread of a carefully staged performance? Is the story of Jin's surprise call to Jungkook a spontaneous chapter in pop culture, or a meticulously orchestrated scene tailored to ignite online engagement? Until comprehensive verification emerges, the most responsible stance may be one of cautious curiosity, appreciating the story's emotional pull while acknowledging the possibility of constructed spectacle.